Hey guys, it's Aislinn, and in today's video, we're doing a total hair transformation on Mariah, and I am so excited, and I know you guys are going to be very, very excited about this. So we have been working with what we have gotten the past few times, because if you are new and you have never seen any hair videos with Mariah before, this side used to be black, so we've been working at removing the black dye from her hair, and we basically have just been working with what her hair has been giving us. It took a lot of damage, so we are gonna do a pretty big haircut today. She needs a haircut very badly, so we're gonna do that, as well as a total hair color transformation. Her hair has grown out enough and we've bleached the roots enough to now have this area up here be lighter than where the old box color was. You can see, like, from here down is where the black box color used to be. It just has a little bit more of that golden hue to it. Up here is more bright, which is going to allow us to use more colors, and we're able to venture outside of the warm tones. So I'm very excited today. I'm going to put a picture on screen for you guys of our hair color inspo. All the pictures I found that I loved and I showed Mariah are from SNEGGA on Instagram. I will leave her Instagram in the description down below, so make sure to go check them out. She's amazing. She's like the best hairstylist in Russia, and she sent me some capes before, and she's awesome. So I'll leave her information in the description down below. She had so many good pictures of inspo. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to keep half of her hair black, and then for this side we're going to bleach her roots, and then we're going to put a tiny blue shadow root into neon green, into yellow, into orange, into red. So it's almost rainbow. We're just omitting the purple. I love this color combo. It's like rainbow, but it's not. It doesn't look rainbow when you see it. It just looks so beautiful, and I'm very excited to try this today. So I already have the black color mixed up, and I also have the bleach mixed up. I'm gonna do these at the exact same time. So I'm gonna apply the bleach first, then I'm gonna go on the other side and apply the black to her hair. Let me show you what we're using for color. For the black today, we are using Ion Permanent Cream Color in the shade 2B, and I got this one because it's midnight blue black, and I wanted the black shade to have that like super deep rich blue to it. I love when blacks have that bluish undertone. So that's the black we're using, and we're using this with 10 volume. And then for the bleach, we are using BW2. We found this at Sally Beauty. It's not my favorite bleach, but when we got the big container, they were out of like pretty much everything else. So we wound up getting that one, but I would recommend L'Oreal Quick Blue, I think is what it's called. That one's my favorite bleach from Sally's. And we mixed that with 30 volume with a little bit of 20 volume. Her regrowth is pretty dark and it's grown out, so I did want to use mostly 30 with a little bit of 20. So let's get this process started. We're gonna do the bleach, the black, cut the hair, and then do the vivid color. So let's get it going. And I got the spooky vibes for you, the background, the spookiness. So this is the first time I've actually done the bleach and the color at the same time, and it is a lot more difficult. So if you're not experienced in doing this, and if you don't keep a really close eye on it, I would recommend doing the bleach on its own and then doing the black when you do the color, because you're putting bleach right next to the black. Bleach obviously swells as it processes, so you have to constantly keep checking and making sure that the bleach is not getting on the black. So throughout this whole entire process, I kept going along the part line, touching up the bleach and touching up the black, because the bleach will swell and it will get a little bit on the black side, and if you don't put black back over those areas, you're gonna get this weird brassy orange spot. So in the future, I will probably just do the bleach first and then do the black when I do the color. But it's a good learning lesson, and I didn't have any issues because I kept such a close eye on it. But if you're not super careful, you can mess it up really easily. So I just apply the bleach all over her regrowth, and then I'm going in with the black. And for the black shade, I touch up her regrowth first. So she does have a lot of hair that has grown out, so I'm just putting that black on that area first, and then once I get it applied all over to her roots, I go in and start applying it on her ends just to resaturate and make sure her ends don't turn brown and that they remain that really deep rich black color. I know a lot of you guys will probably wonder why I use permanent black dye instead of demi-permanent black, and that's because when you're using a permanent black, it's going to lift her base a little bit and deposit color. If you're using a demi-permanent, it's just going to deposit, it doesn't last as long, and it's going to fade off of her natural hair a little bit faster. I just prefer using a permanent black, especially in this case. We know she's going to be keeping the side of her head black. It's been black for over a year now, and we don't have any plans on changing it. And I told her in the future, if she does want to change this black side to a vivid color or go back blonde, we're gonna have to do it slowly, and we're gonna have to do it by bleaching her roots as they grow out, so she has like neon roots as her hair is growing out, instead of removing all the black off of her ends like we did for the yellow side. That caused a lot of damage, and we did it very fast, which is fine. It's what she wanted, so we got to our end goal, but it is very damaging. So I did let her know in the future, if we want to remove the black and go a different color, we're gonna have to do it slowly by bleaching your roots as they grow out. So because I know we're not going to be switching it up anytime soon, I'm fine with overlapping the black on her ends, and sometimes the ends do fade to a brown color, so it's nice to refresh them and just give them that really deep glossy black sheen. And as you can see, I'm constantly going back over that part line, retouching the bleach, retouching the black. Even after we stopped filming and she was just processing, I continued to touch up that part line so that way the lines were super crisp. Both colors are applied, so I'm just gonna let this process for a while. She's lifting really good, so we're just gonna wait a little bit longer, and I'm going to rinse it out, wash her hair, condition it, and then we'll be back to give her hair a haircut, and then we can put the neon color on, and I'm very, very excited. So we're just gonna let this process, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, we're back, and her hair turned out so good. That black was the best black I've ever tried. I'll definitely be getting that one in the future because it's the best permanent black that I've tried from Sally Beauty, so definitely will be using that again. And also her roots, oh my gosh, you guys, they are like, her hair's wet right now, so it looks darker than what it is even, but her roots are literally like white. It's perfect for the color we're doing. So now we're gonna give her a haircut, a much needed haircut. So I wanted to show you guys that process. She has an undercut that she's been growing out for years. So this is where her undercut is. It's like down here, you guys can't even see, it's like right here. So we're going to just make all of her hair even. So we're gonna be taking off like this much hair all over, but she needs it, and it's a fresh start. It's gonna be good. Her hair is gonna be even. It's gonna be really thick and nice. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I wanted to show you guys me cutting her hair. We're gonna be using SNEGGA's cape that she sent me since we're doing hair color that is inspired by her. So here's the cape she sent me, and we're gonna use it. So I'm just gonna split her hair into two. She has so much hair, it's unbelievable. So I'm just gonna split this into probably 2 or 3 sections. Hi, Mimi. He's coming to join us.
I feel so bad having you cut my hair.
Why? I love cutting hair. I just never get to.
I thought you hated cutting hair. You just wanted to dye it.
I hate cutting full-on transformation, short to long, like short hair in general, but I love doing just trims.
Trims?
Yeah, which is exactly what you want.
That's
so.
all I ever do is just trim my hair.
I'm good with that.
Just trim it so it's healthy enough to dye again. That's really it.
I don't even do that. I just let it fry off, and then it's a cut. It's a chemical cut is what we like to call it. Here's how long her hair is going to be.
That's going to feel so short to me.
Yeah, it really, oh my gosh, yeah, it is going to feel pretty short to you. But it's going to feel so much healthier. You're going to be so much happier with it. So now we're just going to take down the next layer. Look forward again. And I'm going to do 3 sections just because her hair is so thick. So now I'm just going to follow that guide that I cut underneath here. I'm just going to pull her hair down, see where that guide is, and then just cut the rest off. And every time I grab a new section, I have a piece of that guide to cut the new section. I hope this makes sense. And then we're going to take down this last section. On the yellow side, there's like nothing on the top to cut. There's like this tiny little piece.
Yeah.
And on the black, it's still like, I still have a lot to cut. Okay, look down again.
Yeah, the black side's been doing really well.
So now that we did the back section, we have to cut the sides. So I have her look straight for this. And then I take a guide again from the back. And I just go along, comb everything out, and make sure everything's even all across the bottom here. I know you guys can't see this, but there's really nothing to cut on this yellow side anyway.
Yeah, don't show them how bad it is.
They can't see, it's okay. They all know. They know the pain.
Oh god.
They're subscribed for a reason.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, they're watching you who like dyes your hair every fucking week. There's no way they don't have the same problem.
Yes, they do. So now I'm just gonna make sure when she's looking at me, both sides are even, and then once her hair is dry, I'll also just do a dry cut and make sure everything is really even. And
Okay. The fact I can even see it in this though.
Oh my god. To feel that drastic, that's all that came off.
Dude, like, okay, so
That's all that came off, and her hair feels so much shorter, but it's really not a lot of hair, and you can see there's like barely any gold compared to the black. So this is where we're going to finish the cut for now. Once I get her hair colored and once I blow dry it, I'll do some dry finishing touches to it. She wants a little bit of face framing, so I'll cut that dry and then I'll go through and make sure everything's super even once her hair is dry. So now it's time for the color. I've already mixed up the shades, so let me run through them and tell you what I mixed up. They're beautiful. I'm like so excited. I am gonna make the green a tiny bit darker just to make sure to cover, but look at these beautiful colors. Oh my god, I'm so excited. For the red color, I used Lunar Tides, Blood Moon, and True Lust, so I just mixed these two together. Some of these brands I do have a coupon code for, so if you're interested in shopping any of these dyes, I will leave a link to their websites and my coupon codes in the description down below for you guys. For the orange, I used Eero Neon Orange. I used the X Mondo Super Orange. I love this orange, it's so good. And then I just did a little dash of the new Lunar Tides Neon Tangerine. This is shockingly orange, it's so beautiful. So there's what the orange color looks like. For the yellow, I used Eero Neon Yellow, and then I added some Caution UV by Crazy Color. I also added some of the new Lunar Tides Neon Lemon. These new colors, beautiful. I love them. And you guys can see how shockingly yellow that is. For the green, I mixed Eero Neon Green, and I mixed up a little bit of Lunar Tides Aurora Green. And then I am also going to add some Good Dye Young Cowabunga. This is a super dark green, so I want to deepen it just a little bit to make sure it's going to cover up the rest of that yellow. When you're putting neon green over neon yellow, you want it to be a little bit more dark, so that way when you put it on neon yellow hair, the yellow is going to contribute to it and make it more neon. If I put like a lime green on top of this yellow, it's going to be more of a yellow green. We want it to be like a straight neon green, so I have to add a little bit of a darker pigment so that way the yellow adds to it and we get that final neon green result. For the blue shade, I used Eero Neon Blue, and then I added a little bit of Blue Ruin and Aquamarine. So here's what the colors look like. I'm gonna adjust the green just a tiny bit. So there's the green that I just altered. Made it a tiny bit darker. Okay, starting with blue. So the blue, we're just doing a tiny bit at the root. So I need to make sure and not drag it down too much. So I'm starting off with the blue color, and we are just doing a very, very tiny shadow root with the blue. When I was showing her pictures of things we could do, one of the options was this exact same look, but leaving out the blue color and just starting with the neon green at the root. But we both liked the little hint of blue at the root. It gave it more of that rainbow feel, and it just added a little bit of depth at the root. So we both agreed that we wanted to do a tiny bit of a shadow root with the blue color, and it turned out so good. I'm really glad we made that decision. But when using the blue color, I can't drag it out very much at all. It just has to be like a very fine micro root because we don't have very much canvas to work with when putting bright colors over it. Half of this yellow side still has a deeper gold undertone to it, and then just the top half is bright yellow and white, and that's where we need to focus the brightest colors. So we're gonna put the blue, the green, and the yellow on the areas that are white and bright yellow, and then the bottom half of her hair where it still has that deeper gold undertone, that's where the orange and the red is going to be. I really wanted to work with what we had the past few times. We've been working with what her hair has been giving us, and we've been doing just solid colors. And this time I was like, I'm sick of doing solid colors. I want to add some dimension in there. Let's do something different. Your hair has grown out enough, and that black is grown out enough to where we're able to do something and still work with what your hair is giving us. So that's why I decided to do this today, and I'm so happy that she was down and she agreed to do it, because I love doing like complicated looks, doing rainbow hair. I love doing all that, but I don't really have any friends that want that done. And so I was really, really happy that she was so down, and she was also very, very excited to let me do this hair on her. So once I have the blue applied all over at the shadow root, I put the green and the yellow and the orange and red on. So I go through and I just do the shadow root all at the same time, and then I bring down one section at a time and apply the remaining colors. This just makes it easier. Normally when I'm doing more than one color, I always do the shadow root on its own, and then I'll go through and apply the rest through the mids and the ends. I just think it makes the process a little bit cleaner. I also have a towel that I'm wiping my hands off in between each color, so that way I'm not cross-contaminating. When doing ombres, you have to make sure that you are not putting orange on top of the yellow and ruining the whole look. You want to make sure your hands are clean when you're adding the darker colors, so that way you're not going to get red on the green and make it like super blotchy. The whole time I'm applying the rest of the colors, I have to pay attention to where I'm putting the blue, green, and yellow. So every single section I bring down, I'm looking at where the remaining black box color used to be. There's a clear color difference in the top half of her hair versus the bottom half of her hair. The top half just has leftover neon like yellow color to it. The bottom half has more of that gold hint. So I'm really paying attention to each section I'm bringing down. I have to make sure I'm applying the neon yellow over the remaining neon yellow, and I'm not putting the neon yellow on top of the golden. It wouldn't look very bright and neon, and it would look very dingy if I did that. Every single section I'm bringing down has different color placement than the one I brought down before. So you have to look at every single section and see what the hair is giving you and see what you're gonna work with and how far you need to bring down the yellow or how far up you need to bring up that orange to cover up the remaining goldish yellow color. After I get done applying each color, I blend them together. So I'm making sure to blend the green into the yellow into the orange, so that way there's a seamless transition. We don't want this to be blotchy or have very distinct lines. In the prism technique, you would want those lines. You wouldn't want it to be blended. With an ombre, you really want each color to flow nicely into the next. So I'm just making sure to blend each color into the next color, and then I'm wiping my hands off before I grab the next color. You can also see I started at the bottom of her head and I'm working my way up towards the top. This just makes the coloring process a lot easier and a lot more neat. Instead of starting at the top and putting color on it and flipping it on the other side of the head, you're gonna get color all over if you do that. So if you just start at the bottom and work your way up, it makes everything a lot easier. As you can see, I'm also applying these colors on damp hair. I did not blow dry her hair beforehand. Honestly, when doing neon colors and vibrant colors, applying it on damp hair makes the saturation a lot easier, especially when you're doing ombres where that blend is crucial and you have to make sure each color is blending into the next. If the hair is a little bit damp or like towel dried, it makes those colors saturate and blend together even better. If you're doing pastel colors and you're doing ombres with pastels, I would not recommend applying it on damp hair because it's pastel. You want to make sure you're getting the full saturation, and obviously having the hair a little bit damp is going to dilute the color. I honestly didn't mean to leave her hair damp. I just forgot to dry it, but this was a great learning experience for me. It made the saturation and the blend so much easier, so I'll definitely do this in the future with vivid colors. Okay guys, I got all the color applied. It looks so good. Like, I am obsessed with this color scheme. It is absolutely beautiful and it's so different than anything I've ever done before. I told her it looks like a thermal gun, like when you're scanning something and you like see the heat and the coolness. Those are the exact colors that this looks like, and it's beautiful, and it looks very similar to SNEGGA's work. So I'm very excited and happy about this. I cannot wait to see what it looks like. It looks gorgeous right now, and it's like such a transformation, so I'm excited to rinse it and see like the finished product. We're gonna let this process 30 minutes to an hour. I'm gonna rinse using cold water. That's gonna prevent any of the colors from bleeding on each other. And then I'll be back to show you what it looks like. It's gonna be so good. Are you guys ready? In like 3 seconds, you guys are gonna see. Okay, goodbye. We're back. I don't even need to say anything. It's so good. It's so good. I am just so obsessed with it. It's my favorite hair we've ever done. It's just unbelievably pretty. I know I'm biased because I love rainbows, but it's my favorite hair we've ever done on her. And also we're twinning right now, which is so cool. We've never twinned with hair before, and I feel so cool. I had no problems rinsing at all. Everything worked out really good. I just pinned the black side out of the way and just rinsed this side. And then I cut some face framing layers, made sure her hair was even, and then gave it a loose wave, and it's so good. I can't say anything else. It's so good. That's all I got. It's amazing. We love the half black, half rainbow, as you can see. It's just a statement. I will spin her around and show you guys a full 360 of her hair. That is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out my Instagram. The link to that will be in the description down below. I will also leave a link to Mariah's Twitch so you can go check her out and join her lives whenever she decides to stream. I will also leave a link to all the products I used to create this beautiful hair color in the description down below. The black, all the colors, everything. Check it out in the description down below. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I love you guys so much. And until next time, guys, stay weird. Goodbye. Yay!